Hello, and welcome to another tale right from the heart of the Jakuls. As always, I'm your dutiful host, Lothran, and there's so much more info to relay. So let's dive back in, shall we? Go grab a hearty meal, get all warm and cozy, and keep a deliberate survey upon Grahlings Part 9. Benefits of Exchange. What are you doing? Murkmire buzzed with agitation as the glow of its focus turned toward Dath. Dath ignored the hive while he placed two small lumps of food for the next wriggler in line. Just my job. The wriggler, a tiny red squirrel-like creature with wide eyes and an expressive face, tasted a crumb of each blob of food and then picked the one that it preferred most, shoving the entire glob into one of its cheeks and scrambling off to consume its meal in one of the earth and clay dens Dath had fashioned for each of the creatures. What does this have to do with improving productivity? Why aren't you collecting more supplies to make an oven? Murkmire sounded more than a little perturbed about the project focus for the week. Oven's done. Dath pointed to it. I know you said you were going to be asleep for the day, but I had a theory and I wanted to test it out. It worked. So much better than I thought it would. Dath kept selecting the wrigglers one at a time and giving them a choice of which meal they wanted to eat. How did you do a week's worth of work in a single day? Dath could feel Murkmire peering onto the edges of his thoughts for a better glimpse of what was going on. Dath merely moved to the side. The remaining wrigglers scurried to hide behind Dath's still extended shorter leg. Well, honestly, we've been resting for the past few hours, so it didn't take the entire day. I got started just after you went to sleep yesterday. I told you a dozen times before, it's not sleep, it's a rest cycle. Fine, whatever. What did you do? What was the correct methodology? I remembered something I said offhand. Options are better than not options. So I set up 2 meals and different jobs associated with each. Well, at first. Some of the cute little buggers didn't want to do their job, they wanted to do the other one. So I gave them the choice of that too, and they did the rest. You are aware that you can overfeed them, right? You can kill them with the precious little food that we have left. Relax. Okay, you pointy fuck. This is a celebration meal. Reward bonus for a job well done. Way ahead of schedule. Oh, I also recruited a few more from the wild and convinced them to sign up for the jobs as well. You trained wild animals to do menial labor in less than a day. Murkmire sounded like he was actually a little impressed. Oh no, I tried a little, but then I realized they were probably coming for the food and then not doing shit. So it's difficult to describe. I took some of the thread from the box you had me make. You took thread from the danger box to teach wild animals. Murkmire went back to sounding alarmed and pissed off. It had been a small, pleasant respite while it had lasted. Yeah, but I needed scouts and I couldn't think of another way. Plus, these ones did an excellent job. Dath pointed to the 3 larger and hairier, more fierce-looking wrigglers. If fierceness was a trait these wildly cute little beings could portray. All 3 sat at the other end of Dath's misshapen toeless foot, awaiting for their turn to select a meal. What did you do with the thread? Murkmire went back to the topic at hand. I made the image, the smell and feel of what I wanted, and put it in their heads. That's as much as I can explain it. So, you just used forbidden techniques like they were normal then? Well, I didn't know they were forbidden, plus I'm not gonna stop even if you're awake to bitch at me. Dath reached into his head, pulling forth a single green thread and then a yellow one. He twisted and molded them together with every last piece of himself until he had the perfect command that he desired. Then he selected a wild wriggler and sent it out to perform the task. The little gray and black fur-covered creature selected a meal for itself, and then another that it had a little difficulty choosing, shoving all of the first one into its face with a fervent gusto, and then hauling the morsel off to the hovering, sharp bottom black point of Murkmire's octahedron body. Murkmire's upper point seemed to bend, but Dath was vaguely aware that no movement took place. To stare at the food placed beneath itself. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. Don't be such a whiny bitch all the time and maybe eat it? Dath asked as he threw one of the cooked globs into his mouth. Murkmire stared at him menacingly for a long period, but eventually gave up in search of more data. Explain all of it. Leave nothing out, except bowel movements. You should know what to do with those by now. Store them off to one side and compost them. I remember just fine. Can we please not talk about it again? I have a few plants and seeds for you to analyze, by the way. Later. Work description now. Murkmire was practically beside itself with the need to know every last detail of what transpired while they slept. Wait! What is... Murkmire flickered several times with the golden light and then fell silent. Dath shot up to his feet. Murkmire? There was no response. He looked around. The wrigglers were fine, going about their business, napping and stuffing various amounts of dirt into their personal dens. Dath walked up to the hive, hesitating before he placed his hand inside. Just do it already, Dath ordered himself. He found thriving, flowing thread beneath the surface. Pulling his hands out, he gathered as much restrained gold-hued cords as he could. He let them go, watching each one slowly fall back under the surface of the hive, feeling extraordinarily troubled by Murkmire's sudden silence, especially after such a random and distressing comment. Murkmire's outer surface flashed red and then gold sporadically. Dath! Energy! Murkmire's smooth surface flickered darkly a few more times, and then Murkmire began to hum in a low, even tone. Dath grit his teeth. Murkmire had just given him a task, maybe a source for helping him. He sat back down, avoiding sitting on any of the wrigglers exploring the Zero Ring. So, likely Murkmire wants me to collect energy for him. Maybe. Dath scratched a flat representation of Murkmire's shape into the dirt. He already taught me that he can be powered by oil rendered from meat. I have the wrigglers to help me in this. One of the furry little beasts sensed where Dath was going with this thought, shrinking in terror and shivering. No, I need them too much. I'm fine now, for now. Murkmire is still keeping my body together, so I can't leave the Zero Ring. The wriggler calmed down, coming to Dath's lap and snuggling up against him for warmth and comfort. Dath absent-mindedly stroked its delicate fur. So, now I have to somehow attract or lure animals here, larger than the wrigglers. Cut and strip the bodies, develop tools, store resources. There's so much work to be done. Murkmire's body flickered again. And I have no idea how much time I have to get this done, or even if it's what Murkmire really wanted. Dath began drawing out basic designs and plans. If he wanted to accomplish this task, he'd have to hurry to ever have a chance to save his friend, and very likely himself as well. And so it is, our time together has come to its conclusion once more. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I have the relaying to each of you listening in. As always, I've been your devoted host, Lothran, and this was Grahlings Part 9, Benefits of Exchange. And now we must part our ways. Korvoth, guide them back to the safety they know all too well.
Yes, sir, Lothran. A pleasant greeting and a fond farewell to each and all. Please leave your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. None of that awful, rude, or mean stuff, though. You keep that to yourself. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to help us learn, spread, and grow. Don't forget, we strongly implore each and every one of you to do your absolute utmost to stay safe out there. Good night and good luck. You'll need it. Bye-bye, everybody. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.